Resolution 090866, authorizing IGA with the City of Portland. Mr. General Manager.
Thank you, Mr. President, board members. As you know, we have an ongoing working relationship with the City of Portland and the operation of the Portland Streetcar. Just as a ever so brief refresher, we have entered into and have modified our original agreement since opening of the streetcar in 2001, and that has addressed additional extensions of streetcar. Number two, TriMet employees are actually the operators of the vehicle, as well as our maintenance people are the maintainers of those vehicles. They bid the work as they would bid any other work within our workforce, and yet it is really owned by the City of Portland and overseen by a nonprofit board, the Portland Streetcar, Inc. This agreement really continues and extends for an additional an additional year, I said 1 year only, during which time we will expect to be able to address some of the broader issues that are engaged of how we, TriMet and the City of Portland, work on streetcar issues, particularly as one is looking at the expansion of streetcar on the east side, the so-called east side streetcar loop. This resolution, though, would just really take the existing agreement, continue it for 1 year, during which time we would expect to be able to have a more comprehensive look at future streetcar operations and the interface between we, TriMet, and the City of Portland and Portland Streetcar, Inc. Do you have to answer any questions?
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second. Discussion.
Fred, I remember when we first, when we were getting ready, when we voted on streetcar. And so how much past the 1.6 million are we now?
We have continued for each of the additional extensions. We have continued the rough breakdown. That is about 1/3 operating costs by the City of Portland, 2/3 by TriMet. That pattern was originally established as based on what we would have to do to be able to put in proper transit service, principally bus, in those same areas. Likewise, as it's moved down into the south waterfront, where we had virtually no service, that same calculation was there. As we go forward, that will change. The current number is about 3 million, 2.95, whatever, just under 3 million, and that has reflected the same proportion share, about 2/3, 1/3, for the additional extensions that have been made by Portland Streetcar. That pattern, though, of offsetting existing what would be new bus service for us to those same areas is a different picture on the east side, because we have a lot of bus service there. And that's part of the reason why during this year we would expect that those discussions will come to a different conclusion.
And Fred, can you also talk a little bit, it mentions it in here that there's an 8% decrease. Given what you just said, that does reflect, because the rest of the TriMet budget is subject to an 8% decrease. So is this as well? What
we said is that our contribution would likewise need to be able to be decreased by 8%. We did not feel it appropriate to be able to hold harmless the streetcar. Now, what the City of Portland and Streetcar Inc. chooses to exactly do that is, do they use additional revenue to be able to keep that reduction from taking place or not? I don't think they've decided yet. They have not decided. So the issue would be whether or not the City of Portland would make up that 8%. But from our standpoint, we felt that what was hitting the rest of the TriMet budget should equally be applied to the streetcar budget, and it does.
Will you let us know what the decision is?
Yes, I understand the decision would be one really by the City of Portland if they choose to use other revenue to say we want to hold that service at that exact same level or not.
Okay. But that is, the 8% reduction is our decision.
Our decision, okay. So it's
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Concludes our main business. I'll open a public forum. Chris Walker. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
Thank you for your patience.
Yep. Two things to speak on. First of all,
wondering about, you raised this at the campaign general a lot of months ago, but moving being disabled and legally blind, I'm on SSI, and sometimes the check doesn't come the first of the month, or the stores run out. I live closer to Albertsons and have had the store run out a couple of times of lift passes. Now, I'm wondering if it would be possible to make up some ordinance or something to move the pass, the monthly pass, from the 5th of the month to the 5th of the next month, in such a way that you don't get penalized if you're missing paying for a bus or a lift fare because your check has not come yet, or it's a weekend and things that makes time to process it and stuff. And so, just wondering about that one first of all, and then second of all, with your bus decreasing services, especially in Washington County, it makes it harder to get around as frequently as I would on a weekday or a weekend. If I need to go somewhere, something comes up during the day and I can't get there, appointment or something, it's hard to make. I can't make a same-day reservation because the Lyft won't allow it, and I don't mind taking the bus. It's just, it'd take me more than an hour to get from point A to point B if I have to take a bus. So I'm wondering if there's any discussion about somehow moving the Lyft system into for, situations or whatever to doing a same-day reservation. Just those are a couple things.
Chris, let me maybe just ask, on the first issue, is it only the lift pass that you're wanting to be able to have that extra 5 days?
Well, I guess I don't know about other, I'm just reflecting the lift pass because I use that one. I don't know about, probably the honor citizen one would be nice too for those people that, I do use the lift pass, but I was just thinking, anybody with disability has the SSI, and if it doesn't come, either it doesn't come at the first of the month, or the first of the month is a weekend, or any of the local stores run out of the bus pass, within walking distance, it's hard to pay.
Let us, the ability to be able to do that on the 5th of the month for the regular pass is probably very difficult because they're all color-coded, our operators have it and such. But on the lift pass, let's explore, see if we can find a way to be able to do something. I don't know whether that's possible, Chris, but let's see what we can do.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Okay, is there any further business to come before the board? You're adjourned.
Thank you.